Well, what do you know? Our based Aussie Imam's tweets reached the top of Other Donald over the weekend. Imam Tawhidi, Other Donald stands with you. Here's hoping you grace them with your presence for an AMA one day soon. Oh. And what's this? Australia loves British model Diane Jordan. Woo lad. We have the best models, don't we, folks?
Giant tropical centipedes share their territories with tarantulas.
They want to rip you apart.
Despite its impressive length, it's a nimble navigator, and some can be highly venomous.
Thank you.
As quick as lightning, just like the tarantula it's killing, the centipede has two curved, hollow fangs which inject paralyzing venom.
Listen, honestly, I'm Muslim. You want to practice taqiyya with me? Honestly? You think I don't know what taqiyya is?
This centipede is a predator.
What's going on with genital mutilation and child brides, and what's happening in this country? Since when did we accept this type of attitude in Australia? If we had politicians like Pauline Hanson in Iraq, my hometown, we wouldn't have had ISIS come in.
Wow. Trad has lost the plot. He's the head of the Australian Federation of Islamic Councils. The Islamic Council needs a review, all of it. They all need a review.
You can't shake the shake.
All second marriages. In Australia, it's all driven by lust. We don't have women in Australia that need for caring from another man.
It is human nature for the heart to wander. It is human nature, so you have to deal with it. How do you deal with it? Well, Islam said the only way to deal with it is 1, 2, 3.
A Muslim man can have up to 4 wives permanently, and there are other contracts such as temporary contracts.
Adelaide-based Shaikh Imam Tawhidi says it is already happening in secret. From the abhorrent offering of child brides, some as young as 13, both here and sent overseas, to men wanting multiple wives.
This is all out of pleasure, lust, or sometimes even revenge.
Kaiser Trad is the founder of the Islamic Friendship Association here in Australia, and he would dearly love to be allowed to have another wife.
It's an alternative to divorce and moving on to another relationship. In our religion, God hates divorce.
However, we have Muslims in this modern day and age where they believe because they have enough money and they can afford it, they go looking around for second wives for pleasure. This is misusing the religion.
But Imam Tawhidi says the practice of taking several wives in Islam was never meant for men to satisfy their lusty desires.
The philosophy behind this is when there are more women than men. After wars, after tribulations and problems, we encourage that men care for as many women as they can to make sure that the society remains stable and that the women have a mandate to protect them and care for them.
In Australia, he says, it is completely unnecessary, and by allowing it to happen would effectively push the start of Sharia law in Australia. Imam Tawhidi says he is constantly being asked to perform second marriages, and while he rejects such requests, he has no doubt other imams don't.
But when I refuse, it doesn't end there. They'll always find an imam who will be more than willing to charge them $1,000 to $1,500 and conduct a marriage contract for them. And this is the sad part of it.
The practice now so common, there are websites where men openly advertise for second wives.
And I welcome you to secondwife.com, where you will find like-minded brothers and sisters who are wanting to revive the lost sunnah of polygamy. MashaAllah.
He says this happens when Muslims put their own laws of their faith before the laws of Australia, while the Grand Mufti remains silent.
The only way to solve this is when we have a Grand Mufti who knows what his job really is in this country, doesn't just go to the mosque and kiss babies on the cheeks.
I am the one, your son don't need a gun to get respect up on the street.
If there are men who wish to marry more than one wife, they're more than welcome to go do that in Saudi Arabia, go do that in Iran.
Walid Ali guy has been elevated by Australian society and he's made into a celebrity, and I think what really Australia needs to do is take someone like Tawhidi and elevate him and have him sit with members of the government, members of the media, members of the academic elite, and that would send the message to the Islamists that they welcome people like Tawhidi more than Walid Ali.
The support just keeps rolling in. Shout out to Tanveer Ahmed for his common sense reasoning. Alan Jones is onto it too.
I'm just calling in to say that I heard about the whole thing that happened in London and all this other stuff. But yeah, I'm totally outraged about this whole thing. There's a new imam out in Australia who is like denouncing all of it. He's a big reformer. I don't know, and he's been getting like a lot of like attention recently.
Yeah, I think that he's our only hope. We need radical, and when I say radical imams, I mean radical in the sense that they're willing to go against the grain, and that no Muslims are going to listen to anyone but another Muslim.
That's what I see to be the truth.
It seems incomprehensible, yet this moderate imam is under fire simply for attacking extremists in his religion. Warnings about child marriages, multiple wives, secret cells of radicals, the potential for terrorist acts, and radical clerics preaching Sharia law ahead of Australian laws have all eventuated.
Firstly, Mohammad Tawhidi. He has alleged that Muslims have a secret agenda to create their own Islamic country inside Australia. Now, this claim is not only outrageous, but completely baseless, as no evidence or proof was provided by Tawhidi. One Path Network set out to find out who this man actually is, and after contacting the Australian National Imams Council, the peak body of Muslim imams in Australia, they revealed that this man is clearly not a recognised imam, sheikh or a Muslim leader. We also contacted the leader of the Imams Council of South Australia, Shaikh Amin Abu Samaha, who heads the largest mosque in the state, for a comment. He too clearly stated that Tawhidi is not a member of the Islamic leadership in South Australia and is in no way recognised.
Left-leaning media organisations like the ABC's Media Watch, Fairfax and The Guardian have been enlisted to destroy his credibility, even though they cannot back it up with any evidence he is a fake sheikh.
If someone has a problem with what I am saying, then have a platform prepared and I will come and we'll have a ideological discussion.
A fearless Tawhidi vows he won't be silenced.
We need a stronger government and a stronger organization that will tackle radical Islam in this country.